Welcome to MYA Confidential. I am your host, Krystina Jones, and I am joined by
Chloe Beresford. I am the CEO here at MYA.
We are here to educate and explain about cosmetic surgery. We're going to dispel myths. We're going to change perceptions. We're here to reassure patients who are embarking on or within their journey with MYA. And we are going to have fun. We're going to be speaking to patients, speaking to listeners, allow them to become part of the MYA brand and community. This is a family-owned company. We're approachable.
And we want you to be part of the MYA family too.
And here we are, back at MYA Confidential with Chloe and Krystina. And today we are joined by the amazing Mel. So Mel is a past patient of ours, and she is also an influencer at Totally Influenced Style.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, you two are besties. So I'm third wheeling.
Yeah, you are today, I'm afraid. Yeah. Mel and I met through our children at school. It was love at first sight, wasn't it, babe?
It was.
Across a crowded school car park.
Yeah.
I saw you.
And I think my handbag.
And it was instant. It was instant love. And we became really close friends. We've been friends now over 8 years. And
our daughters are best friends.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
All girls together.
Yeah.
And with Mel's journey, with your journey with social media and everything, that's been quite recent. So when I first met you, tell us about what you were doing then.
So I was working in a local boutique, and basically they got me trying on the clothes, doing reels in the boutique. Yeah. So I then started to think, actually, I might start doing this myself.
Yeah.
And it just kind of rolled. It went ridiculous. So in 6 months, I got 100,000 followers out of nowhere.
That's amazing.
Before I'd really even properly learned how to do anything. So
you were just sort of dressing up in nice outfits at home, and everyone was loving it. And it was like, oh, look what's happening.
Yeah, it was. It was sort of running
do.
before I could walk. So I was still learning the whole process.
Yeah.
And actually, all my friends couldn't believe what I was doing because you'll know this from just even setting it right now.
Yeah.
I'm actually very self-conscious.
Oh, bless you.
So I can lack in confidence.
Yeah.
And this is obviously my journey with MYA we'll go into, but the confidence that it can bring you is something so important, especially as you get older as well.
And you don't realise, actually, do you, until sometimes probably quite a way after your procedure, you actually suddenly the penny drops and you think, oh my goodness, this has really actually changed me.
Yeah.
Because you had, obviously I remember us deciding probably during sort of COVID times, you said, look, I'm really thinking about obviously having surgery.
Yeah.
And then obviously after the pandemic, you had the surgery. But it was sort of after that, after you had the breast augmentation, that suddenly you gained a real inner confidence, which pushed you on to do your influencing.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was something that I've thought about doing for so long, especially after I had my kids, because things just changed. My body changed.
Kids are the biggest thing.
Don't they just? Yeah. Kids ruin you. Anyone who hasn't had them yet, maybe think twice.
Just for the bod.
Yeah. But it's, I've always had quite small boobs, and I actually always liked my small boobs. I was never bothered about the size. It's just things changed after, having kids.
Yeah.
I didn't have the fullness anymore. So I always used to wear backless tops, backless dresses, especially in the summer, bikinis, all of that. My body had changed shape a bit.
Yeah.
And so I lost confidence to then want to wear those things. And so it'd been in the back of my mind to do it for years. It wasn't just a
whim.
No.
Yeah. You were a bit unsure though, because I remember when you came round to my house and you whipped your top off. And you were like, give me an honest opinion. And I said...
And you did.
This is what happens though, like
Yeah.
working in this industry, the amount of pictures that I have from friends sending over to me,
Yeah.
people just naturally come to you and say, look, what do I need? Please help me. But it's nice that you've got that relationship.
Yeah. And I think you did. You just said, I'll be honest. And I knew it myself anyway.
Yeah.
I was just very nervous about it because, you do get nervous about surgery and all the rest.
100%.
And my husband wasn't for it as well. So I also had to,
Husbands
talk to
never
him
are, by the way, until
after.
afterwards. And then
I was going to say, he's very happy now.
And that's quite nice to talk about, actually, because we do get that back from patients that they start inquiring, I haven't got a supportive family. Either they book the operation and then it could be like a couple of weeks after, oh, I'm really not sure about it now. My husband isn't happy, my partner isn't happy. But they come round, and I think it's because they don't know enough as well.
Totally.
Because you're the one that's getting all the information.
Yeah. No, he totally came on board before I did it. I mean, he drove me down and drove me home. He was very, very supportive. But I think, like you say, it was getting the information, making sure that you choose. The one thing that I loved about MYA was I was able to see 3 surgeons before I decided which one I felt comfortable with.
Yeah.
So that was a huge thing, was finding the right surgeon, feeling confident that they would give me the best results.
Yeah.
So that was a huge
And that's
thing.
really important, isn't it? Finding someone that's the best fit for you. And your look as well was, you didn't want sort of massive boobs. You didn't want a big, round, high profile implant. You wanted something that was very subtle.
Yeah.
Just, a small implant that was just going to fill a little space, really.
Yeah.
Little empty space.
There was a little void at the top of the breast.
Yeah, completely.
And that just needed filling to, you were very lucky actually, because your breast, we were talking on a previous podcast about how women suffer hugely with sagging post-children, and they have to go through uplifts and, nipple lifts and all different things. But you were very lucky because your breasts were just really small and a little bit empty, but they were in the perfect position. So you kind of just really brought them back to their former glory.
Totally. And that was it. That was literally all I wanted, was to just have my old boobs back. And that was it. So I didn't want to go. I have gone slightly bigger,
only fractionally though.
Only fractionally.
What size did you have?
275.
Oh, that's a great
God,
size.
that's really good that I've
We've got a
remembered that.
275 here. I'm sure
that looks about right.
This
one's
one's
what I
a
can
275.
Love that.
So it's just like a very... Well, it doesn't feel heavy that at all. It's just a nice lightweight.
Yeah.
Just something like that. And that can just make such a huge difference.
Feel again?
Yeah.
I said they relax you,
Yeah,
these.
they are. They're like those stress balls.
I said that. They're soothing, aren't they? Oh, we'll all have a play around later with these.
I'd never even thought about having... I think it was also meeting you as well. And you would talk so positively about surgery and sort of lessen that stigma for me.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that actually in the previous podcast. We were saying how there was, and still is to some degree, a huge stigma with cosmetic surgery. It's for young girls, maybe in the modelling industry, that kind of stigma that was always around having a boob job.
Yeah.
But it's just so not. It's for anyone at any age, any time of life. It's something for you. Every type of cosmetic surgery, regardless of what area it is on your body, it's a personal choice for you. It's an inner confidence for you. And after you obviously had your breast augmentation, you then developed your own platform, as it were. And do you feel then that contributed to giving you that confidence to put on all these beautiful clothes?
And you must have seen the difference in the clothes that you were putting on as well.
Yeah, but that was one of my worries, was, will I have to change how I dress?
Okay.
But actually I've found it's been brilliant for me. I can wear things that I couldn't wear before, or they look better than before.
Yeah.
But I'd say, especially in the summer, It's been so nice to put on my maxi dresses, not have to worry about wearing some sort of contraption underneath.
Padding.
Well, you still wear bikinis. I think I'm just a one-piece kind of girl now.
I think one pieces though are so lovely.
They're so stylish.
They're so stylish. So actually, I've always been a bikini girl, but I'd say this year only because my stomach was always
Your stomach's
my
amazing.
area.
Yeah,
It's losing it. It's losing it a bit. But it was always my good thing. So it kind of detracted from other areas.
But now you've got the boobs and the tummy.
Yes. So that's where it's made a huge,
Are we going to do the bum
difference.
next?
She's got a good bum too.
I don't need a bum. My bum is actually,
all right, that's going strong still.
Do you think you would have any other surgery?
Yes, there is something that I'm thinking of having done facially.
Yeah.
So just something to sharpen here as I'm getting older.
I am exactly the same. I'm so excited for that.
That is something that I'm
next year
definitely looking into. I think that will be my 50th present for myself.
Do you know a lot of women?
I think we're all going to go in together.
A lot of women who have, we've already talked about going in together to have lipo.
Perfect.
I'm on about having lipo, but I don't know. We'll see. But I think with the chin, a lot of women, as they get into sort of their 40s especially, do say how hormonal changes and even just drinking alcohol. I mean, my sister calls it Prosecco chin.
Yeah.
She says people, when they go on these, like, we do tend to in the UK have sort of what I call drinking binges, girls' nights out where they'll drink like a few bottles of Prosecco.
I don't know anything about that.
just on a Friday night, maybe.
That was last night, wasn't it?
and then they end up the next day feeling really puffy, and it all goes on their face.
Mine especially does. And if I'm ever eating clean and not drinking, it immediately shows on my face. However, I will say I've always had, even at my thinnest, I've always had a little bit of something under my chin. And it's not, I'd say it's more, it's my own issues. It's not anybody else's. And people say, oh, you don't need it or whatever. Some will say you do. But it's my own personal thing. And I think that's the other thing with surgery is it's such a personal choice.
Yeah.
And I think, it's up to that individual and it's how you feel.
Yeah.
For me, if I can make myself feel better, if I can make myself feel more confident, then I'm not opposed to it in any way. I'm all for it.
You've got the option to do it. And it's so possible to be able to do it. You just ring up, you talk to us.
Yeah.
We then go through that process with you. It's amazing to be able to have that opportunity there.
Exactly.
And it can be sometimes as well for some patients, that I've spoken to in the past, it can be even something that necessarily isn't really a part of your body that you get out every day. So whether it's your tummy, it can be vaginal surgery, it can be anything. But to you, it's a massive thing. Yeah, so it's 100%. A personal thing to you. As many people as you like can come up to you and go, oh, what are you having that for?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not always good to discuss with too many people what you are thinking about, because sometimes you can then get negative views. Like you said about me, I was always a positive platform for it. Whereas some people that you'd speak to would be like, oh, forget about that, Mel. You're too old for that. You don't need that.
You're married. They don't know. They don't have that information.
Yeah, or they say you're married.
That's a really good point, is the age thing.
Yeah.
Because that was a big thing, is a lot of people think once so I was, 45 when I had it done?
Yeah.
And
how long had you been married as well? You weren't, because some women do things like this after divorce. They want to reinvent
just did our 16th year.
Yeah.
So 14 years. Thank you. We've been together 21. So,
Well done.
Yeah.
Longer than prison.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of people say don't bother once
That's it, the age thing.
don't bother when you get older, as in, you're in your 40s. Some people, like I've known friends before, they're going, oh, well, you don't need to. Oh, who's going to see them? There's only Vic who's going to see them. There's only your husband who's going to see them. And it's like, well, actually, I may want my husband to look at me and see a confident, wife and mother of his kids, and not somebody who feels terribly insecure about how their body's gone over the years.
I think that's definitely a thing. I think as well, the fact that, like I say, I was 45 when I had it done. And, my inner self was thinking, oh, am I a bit too old to go and do this? Like, why now? Why didn't I get it done in my 20s and all the rest? Well, then I didn't have the opportunity to do it then.
Yeah.
And actually I thought, well, I've still got plenty of years in me.
Exactly.
And why do I not want to feel my best?
Yeah. And isn't 40 the new 30?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's the new 40.
Yeah. And the influencing, actually, with what you're doing currently, I have to say, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a 42-year-old woman, I'm saying it because I genuinely think it's true, is sometimes it is more interesting watching somebody slightly older doing influencing, maybe somebody in their 30s or their 40s, because you do see a slightly wiser, more mature woman doing things.
And it's someone that's real.
Exactly. It's not just a young person who's maybe never had children, is lucky enough they can go to the gym every day because they have time.
Yeah.
It's relatable, isn't it?
Yes.
They go out for dinner and, with their boyfriend like 4 times a week because they don't have children to look after, they don't have all that. It's a slightly different demographic what you're aiming at.
Totally.
And it's nice that you have been able to sort of fly the flag a little bit for women in their 40s thinking about having these kind of things. And what would you say if there's a woman listening today who's maybe, around 47, she, has probably been married a long time, probably looking at her husband, feeling a bit fed up, maybe. Could be.
Big assumptions there.
She could be 3 kids in and she could be feeling a bit like, oh, wish I'd had a boob job, wish I'd had a bit of lipo, wish I'd done that when I was 25, because that's what people say, I wish I'd done that.
Yeah.
What would you say to those listeners?
I'd say do it. Just get on and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been such a positive thing for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a really, really positive the whole experience was really positive. I mean, I could have gone out for dinner that night.
Tell us about your time in the hospital, because you went to our northern hospital.
Yeah. I loved it.
You got friendly with our nurse.
I had Nurse Alan.
I've heard about Nurse Alan.
So I don't know what I was expecting. I think because it was MYA, I was expecting little dolly birds to turn up or something. And I got Nurse Alan, who was brilliant. And he actually really put me at ease because he was just so funny. And he came in. And obviously you are nervous before surgery. Of course you are. And then you think, am I doing the right thing? Anyway, he totally put me at ease. And when I went down, the anaesthetist was amazing as well. They were all really lovely. I really did have a good experience. And when I came round, I think within half an hour, I was going, Alan. I'm like, can you pass me my phone? I need to do some selfies. So I was like in the bathroom, already doing selfies.
You were sending them to me?
Yeah, I was sending them to everyone I knew.
I know.
And that's the thing, you think you're going to feel so bad post-operatively when you have the op, because I recently had a reorg in August.
Oh, right.
And you feel absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You think you're going to feel so much worse. You think it's going to be so much more painful.
Yeah.
And then when you then actually wake up, you're like, Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I
And the
was,
drugs are good.
Yeah.
They
That's
help.
true. Yeah, I was absolutely fine. I remember my husband came and picked me up, and I honestly could have gone out for dinner, and he was looking at me like I was mental. So we didn't, but came home. And I think the next day I woke up, and then probably the drugs had worn off. Little bit sore, but I think I literally managed on paracetamol.
It just feels quite tight, doesn't
Feels
it?
tight.
You were over the muscle though, and
Yes, so it is different.
I've always gone over the muscle,
Yeah.
and there is a difference when you go over the muscle.
There is.
Because it's not as painful.
No.
It's in that pocket, you know, that's a bit more sort of free and easy. It's not behind the muscle,
and I had
which
quite
is a bit tighter.
Of flesh,
Yeah.
so to speak. So I think mine was quite straightforward. It was, you know, like
It's
you
done
were
a bit
saying,
of stretching with the kids.
Yeah, I don't think I felt as much tightness as other people can feel because I already had that stretch.
Yeah. Incredibly, you know, thin people sometimes can struggle with that, can't they? Because there's no breast tissue, there's no real pocket there, and you are having to stretch the skin, and that can be a little bit
that
painful.
whole shape.
Yeah. But I think when you go like you, straightforward, you know, breast augmentation, implant over the muscle, and you were good to go, and you were just a day case, in and out.
You came to see me, I think, the next day, and I was up. I couldn't lift. I remember I wasn't meant to lift.
That's it. Don't lift your arms past your chest.
I was milking that for a while, but
isn't it crazy to think that the actual operation itself for the breast augmentation is about 40-45 minutes?
Yeah,
and then
it's crazy.
Incision sites, insert that implant.
Well, the incision as well. I mean, again, I think I was so lucky with that. I've literally got
teeny tiny.
You don't even see them.
Do you know, we touched on this before. I hear so many people say, but I don't want to have scars.
Yeah.
What will the scars be like? And they worry about scars. And I'm like, these scars are going to be pretty much non-existent in a few months' time. You're not even going to notice them, especially a standard BA scar. It's about, you know,
mine healed very, very quickly, and literally I really have hardly anything. I don't even, to be honest, I've not even looked for however long. It's just something I don't even really look at.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, like I say, it's been a really, really positive experience.
And of course, then you had your post-operative care locally to your house, in your local clinic, which, you know, we're obviously very, very into at MYA. We like to make sure that everyone is having the best possible post-op care. And how did you find that? Did you just go a week post-op, and then were you all healed?
Do you know, I actually can't remember, but I remember there was quite a few appointments that were scheduled in before I even had the operation.
So you do that with your pre-op with the nurse, don't you?
So she'd already put me in. I think it was like, God, you'll have to remind me.
There was
1 week.
1
week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I knew I was in good hands with that, because that's something that I know MYA's really big on, is the aftercare.
Yeah.
So you do feel very safe in the fact that you are getting that aftercare. It is local. You are, you know, you're only a call away if, God forbid, anything happened, or you thought, you know, I don't know.
You were worried about anything.
You were worried about anything. So that was the other thing that was definitely a huge thing that persuaded me to do it as well, because you hear all these horror stories of these girls that go and get stuff done in somewhere like Turkey. Well, if that goes wrong and then they're back over here, where did they go?
Well,
no one will touch them.
You hear a lot of that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there are places in Turkey, possibly, where there is good surgeons in some places. And there may be some people listening who've had a good experience in somewhere like Turkey. But there is also a huge amount of people who are going abroad for surgery, and it's going wrong.
I think a lot of it is, I think they sell it as a package.
Yeah.
So you
get
sort of get the holiday, you get the surgery, and a lot of you, and it's cheaper. And so a lot of young girls, I think, are quite influenced by that. And I think that's a huge thing, is that you really do, again, need to make sure you find the right surgeon, that it is somewhere, local to you so that you know that you've got the aftercare.
Yeah.
Um,
But
You have to
you've even got the
value.
good clinical aftercare, and
Yeah.
that is putting the value on you, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you have to
It is your
value
body.
value your body.
Yeah.
Don't save a couple of grand
No.
when there's so many risks, so many complications that could happen, and you
Yeah.
don't then have that support and that safety.
And I think that's the other thing. I think, like you're saying, you can do finance now, so you can make it is
affordable.
It's affordable for people, because I
Yeah.
think that's the other thing for most people is it's the expense of surgery.
Making
A lot
it
of people
reality.
want it.
Yeah.
And I think this is why people maybe do make that really unsafe decision to go to
Totally.
places like Turkey.
Yeah.
Because they think, oh God, I really
cheaper.
can't afford, say,
Yeah.
£6,000 here. But it's okay because I can afford 2.
Yeah.
So I'll go there, rather than thinking, well, hang on a minute. I just go to a provider like we do at MYA, where we say, okay, here's your finance plan. That's how much it's going to cost you. You can pay that off over 3 years, 5 years, whatever suits you. It makes it doable and easy to do. And you know you're going to get looked after.
Yeah.
I can't understand in my head why anybody would be making a decision to
And it's
take
a
themselves.
life-changing decision, isn't
Yeah.
it?
But
And
to
you
take
have
themselves away.
You have to think, why is it that much cheaper?
Yeah,
what are they
exactly.
scrimping on?
Exactly.
Especially
There's
when we know how
something.
much everything costs. We know how much those implants cost. We use the best implants.
Yeah, well, this is the other thing, isn't it? Using the correct implants.
Well, we use Mentor implants, which are, you know, the highest quality.
Yeah.
And we're not scrimping on things. We're not, you know, we're not cutting corners. We're making sure that everybody is looked
Safe.
after and we're doing the job properly. And I think that's what's important here, is that when you do decide, however old you are, to make the decision to have cosmetic surgery, that you know that you're going to be in safe hands.
Yeah.
And also, obviously, all the things that come after that, like you say, the confidence, and then it giving you that ability really to go on to push yourself kind of out of your comfort zone. I mean, a few years ago, you would never have done what you're doing now, would you?
No, it has. It's definitely given me more confidence. I'm still, you know, I'm like every woman. We all have our moments, but like I say,
oh God, insecurities. There's like we've all got a list, haven't we? It's not just one or two.
If I can fix them, I will.
And even if we if we
God,
look
where
back
do we
at
start?
pictures when we were like 30s, 20s, and when we were then thinking, oh, I'm so fat then.
I know.
And then you look back at them and you're like, you really were.
It's so true.
Why did you think that?
And look, it is. Do you know what? We all need to promote self-love and all of that. And I think, you know, I think that's where people can have this stigma about plastic surgeries. You know, grow old gracefully. I'm not wanting to look plastic fantastic. I really am not.
No.
I just want to look natural.
And look
but
nice.
Also look my best.
Yes, 100%. And feel confident within your skin when you're looking your best.
Yeah.
And that's the age you had something that you saw that was a problem. You wanted to solve it. This has helped solve it. And then look at where it's then put you forward.
Totally.
It's amazing.
And as women, you know, who have gone through this journey of maybe having children and getting slightly older and, you know, feeling the need to maybe change something on their body that's now a problem that, like you say, when you were 20, just wasn't a problem because you didn't actually realise how good you had it, even though you were probably moaning back then. But actually, looking back, you think, God, why couldn't I just been grateful?
Yeah.
But I think what's important as well is that girls, women, however old or young they are, that they boost each other up.
Yeah.
I hate seeing anyone bringing each other down. I hate seeing the bullying that goes on in schools. I hate seeing the bullying that goes on social media, the nasty comments when somebody's trying to put something on a social media platform.
Do you know what? I'd say mainly everyone's really, really supportive. I've had one about my neck before, which again, that's one of my big insecurities.
Yeah.
So, you know, someone somewhere is always going to find something. The beauty of Instagram is you can block and delete.
Yeah,
literally. Unfortunately, you can't in life.
Can we do that in real life?
And you went recently to a, was it like an award awards or something where you were with women. Was it sort of you tell us about that one where you met Davina McCall?
Yeah, so this was for JD Williams, who I've done work with in the past.
It was women of a certain age.
That's right.
Or something
It was for
called.
midlife, celebrating midlife women.
I'm not sure about that name, celebrating midlife women.
But at the end of the day,
we not just have celebrating women?
Yeah, and this is the thing. And what I love about Davina is she really does embrace that.
Yeah.
And she's
a
all
great
about
spokesperson.
positivity. She is. She's amazing. And she's exactly the same in real life.
Love that.
So she's so down to earth, so lovely.
Has she got like the most amazing body as well? Because she looks insane on TV.
She works hard. She looks really good. She looks really, really good.
Like a washboard stomach.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see a stomach.
Did you do stomach comparisons?
No. we didn't get that friendly.
Were there any other celebs there?
There was Denise Van Alten, who looks amazing as well. So she's also just changed her career a little bit. She started DJing,
That's cool.
which I love. And she said she actually, funnily enough, started it with my old housemate from university.
No way.
So I mentioned this,
world.
really small world. And she said, that they started learning to do it together, I think. I might have got that wrong. But anyway, don't hold me to it. But at the same time, anyway, I think sort of similar ages, and decided they wanted to become a DJ and just did it. And that's what I mean. I think
just doing
at any age, just go and do what you want. I'm influencing at 47. And I mean, I'd have never in a million years thought I could do this sort of job. I wish I could have done it in my 20s. I'd have had a right laugh.
Thinking of all those reels.
Honestly. But I'm loving doing it now. It's my own thing. My girls are so proud of me.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's a really, like you say, it's a really positive thing. It's hopefully, I get so many lovely messages from women.
That's nice.
Who say, you've helped me you've given me confidence because you've helped me how to dress and things like that.
Love that.
And that, you can't ask for more than that. That's, you know, and it's like with you guys, if you get someone that has a good result from surgery, and it can be life-changing for someone.
Do you know what? I love that when you meet a patient who has had a procedure that has allowed them to sort of really move forward in their life. Something that was really, causing them so much anxiety. And then all of a sudden it's just gone. And they can move forward with their life, and they can they feel more confident, they're able to meet people. I mean, I've met women before who've put off having relationships with men because they've been embarrassed about parts of their body. I've seen women who've never let anyone take a picture of them, even on the day they got married, because they didn't like their nose.
The nose, I think, is a huge thing. And I think if that is something that you've struggled with or you've been unconfident about, it really can.
Well, you can't really change it. Like with the nose, there's not much that you can do to it. It's like the gynecology with the labiaplasty. You can't go to the gym and work off your menorah. There is only one way that can happen. So it has to be. So it has to be that, you speak about surgery, you learn about it, and you come to the right channels. And on that point, there is a segment that Chloe and I do in the podcast called Dear Maya, which is where we embrace our inner agony auntness.
Oh, right.
And we have people who basically write into Maya through our Instagram, usually, asking us questions.
And I think this is definitely quite applicable to you for what we've been talking about. So, do you enjoy now going braless since you've had your operation?
Oh, yes. It's how I would answer that.
Just the nipple plasters on with the little white
that's
vest.
actually, and I've shown this in quite a few of my reels. What's interesting is nobody has asked me if I've had breast surgery.
Really?
And that's exactly what we speak about,
because they look so natural and they look so nice. They do. No, but they do.
Amazing.
Yeah,
they look so good.
I have to say I've been so thrilled with my result. But not one person has ever asked me, and I have shown on my reels, like sometimes I'll flash up and go like this with a nipple cover to show that that's what I'm doing under a dress, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's been a huge change, because like I was saying before, that was one of the reasons that I got upset with the shape of them, is I couldn't wear no bra. And I always used to wear things with no bra. So it's so
great.
nice to go back to that.
It's great. Backless things.
Oh, in the summer.
And even just little vest tops.
Yeah.
When you can just put the little nipple plasters on, and then you don't have to worry whether your bra strap's going to hang out.
Yeah. Well, I nearly did that today, and then I wasn't sure if it was appropriate.
Always is.
Anything goes here.
Well, we wanted to say thank you so much for coming today,
pleasure.
darling. It's been absolutely incredible. I've been so happy to join this three-wheeling.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joining
for
the
having
bestie
me.
crew.
We always like a chat anyway,
We do,
don't we?
yeah.
Next time we'll have Prosecco.
Yes.
Normally there'd be a
I was
bottle.
missing my glass, but you know, we'll
And
stay
everyone give
professional.
Mel a follow on.
Oh, Totally Influenced Style.
Thank you so much, darling.
Okay, thanks.
Until next time.
Thanks everyone for listening. Please hit the like and subscribe button
And please follow us on all of our cosmetic surgery social media channels.
at MYA Cosmetic Surgery. You'll find us on TikTok at MYA Cosmetic Surgery. Share this episode with a friend and anyone that you think will love it.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.